Good evening, fans. I'd like to welcome you all to the show today. That'd be Mom, Dad, and Florence. Any of the ladies at work you might show this to. The Electrical Brotherhood, the 1998 Miami Dolphins, 1978, 1977. One of those teams. Whatever was the greatest season for the Dolphins, I'd like to welcome you guys to the show, and anybody who may be new. What I'm going to be doing is telling jokes, and you're going to be sitting there laughing at them. Or not. They are bad jokes. But hopefully you'll enjoy them. Alright, so without further hesitation, here we go. How many elephants can you fit in a PT Cruiser? 4. Got 2 in the front, 2 in the back. How many giraffes can you fit in a PT Cruiser? Well, none. But that's just because all the elephants are in there. How do you get 2 whales in a PT Cruiser? Well, same way you get to Wales in any other car. You take the M4 bridge and drive across. I mean, it's the only way I know to get to Wales. What should we do next? How about light bulb jokes? I like light bulb jokes. How many 18-year-olds does it take to screw in a light bulb? Well, just 2, but you need a pretty big light bulb, and you gotta find a way to fit them in there first before they can... How many characters on Lost does it take to change a light bulb? Well, it only takes 1, but it'll take them about 6 episodes to do it. That's easy, just 1. How many mind readers does it take to change a light bulb? What's green and has wheels? Grass. I lied about the wheels. So one of my neighbors over here, he won a prize recently. And it wasn't much. They let him pick out what he wanted, and it wasn't between the greatest things, so he ended up getting a toilet brush. And I saw him about a week later, and I asked him how it was working out. He said, yeah, the toilet brush works pretty good, but I still prefer toilet paper. So Gramps turned 80 the other day, and he's sitting in his big chair, he's got his new suit on, and he's looking pretty sharp and having a good day. And everyone already handed out their presents to him, and all of a sudden this beautiful woman walks up right in front of him, takes off all of her clothes, and is just like, hey, you want some soup or sex? And he says, yeah, I'll take the soup. So there's this rich guy, and he wants to build out the perfect house for himself. So he goes, he draws up the blueprints by himself, goes out and buys all the supplies, everything perfect, down to the very last brick. Now he hires out a guy and says, I want you to build this house, this is the exact supplies you'll need, here's the blueprints, everything is done to perfection, so you shouldn't have anything left over, you shouldn't need anything else. So this first guy, he builds the house, he brings his crew on, and they do their thing, and they finish. The guy says, well, how did it turn out? The guy says, well, it was almost perfect, except we had an extra brick. And so the guy says, you must have screwed something up somewhere, tear it down, you're fired. So they tear it down, he hires on a new guy, goes through the whole spiel again, buys all his stuff, says, I have everything down here, all the supplies you're going to need, down to the very last brick. I drew up the blueprints myself, I know it's perfect. So the guy brings his crew on, they build the whole mansion again, and it looks great. And the guy comes out and he says, so how'd you do? The guy says, well, as you can see, it was a pretty big success, except we were a brick short, so we had to buy 1 extra. The guy says, well, then you had to screw something up. Tear it down and you're fired. So they tear it down, the guy starts building it himself. Gets all the inside done, everything brick by brick, he's taking forever with it. And by the time that he finishes, and he's going exactly to his blueprint, he realizes that he has 1 brick left over. So he takes that brick, just throws it as high as he can. What are you supposed to do when you see a blue frog? Try and cheer him up. So a duck walks into a hardware store, and the guy who sees him sees he's wearing a shoe. And he says, hey, looks like you lost one of your shoes. And the duck says, nope, I found one. So there's a guy in a plane, and the plane all of a sudden gets hijacked, taken over by terrorists. One guy He's in the bathroom, so they don't know that he's there. So when nobody's looking, he sneaks down into the lower cabin, and he finds a parachute. And he's thinking to himself, I could be a hero. All I have to do is I'll jump out of the plane, I'll land safely, and I'll go get help. And they'll be able to save everybody in this plane. So he opens up the door, and he jumps right out of the plane, and he's going, and he's just free falling there for a little bit. This is what free fall looks like. So he's free falling, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, just gets hit in the face with a brick. Yeah, you didn't think that was going anywhere. Why shouldn't you throw a toaster in your bathtub? Because your toast would get soggy. How do you know if there's an elephant in your fridge? Well, because you can find the paw prints in the butter. How can you tell if there's 2 elephants in your fridge? Because they laugh when the lights go out. How can you tell if there's 3 elephants in your fridge? Because it's kind of hard to get the door shut at that point. Really gotta push it. How can you tell if there are 4 elephants in your fridge? Well, when you get home, you'll see a PT Cruiser out in the driveway. I kinda like that one. What's red and smells like blue paint? Red paint. What do the dogs say when you stepped on sandpaper? Rough. So I found out that a person's pants really say a lot about them. Like if I wear this shirt and I wear black pants, it kind of looks like I'm more authoritative. If I wear it with khaki pants, it looks like I'm like friendly and open and really have a good spring to myself. Still haven't quite figured out though what it means when I'm wearing these with my pajama pants. Do you know that diarrhea is hereditary? It runs in your genes. So a bear walks into a bar and he says, "Yeah, give me a bud." Contraceptives? What is this? HIV. Oh hey man, yeah. Well no, not a bunch. But yeah, no, I was just reading, yeah. No, really, yeah. It's natural to feel uncomfortable when you're talking about sex. That's okay. You should be flexible when you try and bring it up. Yeah, and be clear in your own mind. Don't forget to give your partner plenty of time to think. I'm just saying, I'm trying to help you out, man. Alright, take it easy. Wiser. And the bartender looks at him and he says, "Well, what's with the paws?" The bear goes, "I don't know. I've always had these." So that's it for me. I hope you guys had fun with this, and I'll talk to you soon.